Hello crafters, I'm Jan B and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'm going to show you how I make these Christmas gift tags. There's a bit on the back here so you can write your to and from, and if you can write quite small, you could write even a sentiment in there as well, or obviously just do a different design on there. The next video that I'm going to be doing will be some greeting cards that are coordinated, and then the video after that I'm going to show you how to make a box so that you can make 5 of these, 5 of the cards, and they will go in the box, and everything is colour coordinated and the design is going to be pretty similar as well. So today I'm going to start off with the tags. I don't like rushing my videos, so I don't want to try and get 2 of these and the cards, or the cards and the box, whatever. I don't want to get 2 done at the same time. So I'm going to start off giving you the card pieces that you need for this, and they are a piece of real red cardstock which measures 2 inches by 2 inches by 4 inches, which is 5 by 10 centimeters. A piece of dazzling diamonds, which I believe is now called Sparkle. That's Glimmer paper, 1 3/4 inches by 2 inches, which is 4.5 by 5 centimeters. A piece of Whisper White, which measures 2 inches by 2 inches by 2 3/4 inches, which is 5 by 7 centimeters. And another piece of Whisper White, which measures 2.5 by 2.5 inches, which is 6.5 by 6.5 centimeters. And I think first we will prepare the actual tag, and what we're going to use for that is our absolutely brilliant tag topper punch. Now you may find that if you have a generous 2 inches here, it's better just to cut an absolute tad off so that it does run in smoothly. You can do it so that you force it, but I don't recommend it. Okay, so that punches that out. That's just the little bit of rubbish you get. And the next thing you need to do is to use the trio punch. So we're going to use the corner punch here. I'm just going to punch these 2 corners. And then that one. Did I get that in properly? No, that's better. And we're also going to do 2 of the corners on the, I'll call it Sparkle Glimmer paper, and you need to do 2 corners on the horizontal side, so that either end of the one of the long edges. So what should happen is that is going to fit on there very nicely. Okay, so let's clear that up, and I think first of all we'll do this as much as possible, and then we'll move on to the snowman and the tag. So to do this, the easy way to get it started, you need to tear this so that you get an uneven edge. You could just cut it if you want to, but what I do is I turn the smooth side towards me. I just cut a little bit there to get it started, because I can't just start tearing such a small amount, and then I tear that towards me. And the reason I do it with the smooth side towards me is because you get a rough edge, and I want that at the back. Can you see how that tears on the paper that way? If I show you this one here, this was something else I was working on. Okay, so that's a sparkly bit. If you tear it towards you by cutting with the glimmer facing you, you get that torn bit, so you lose the glimmer. So that's why I say turn it towards you and cut that way, tear that way. Then you've got a nice even edge there. So I'm just going to adhere this on with some Tombow. Tweezers, I don't think I brought those out, did I? No, I didn't. Right, pop that on and then just make sure that it gets down to the edges. Okay, I don't put my snowflakes on until afterwards, otherwise it means I've got to do the whole lot. You can do if you like. It probably look a bit more random if you do. So that's that bit. Now I'm going to do these two pieces. I'll do the snowman first, and I didn't bring any scrap paper. Right, this will do. And the reason I need scrap paper on this is because the stamp for the snowman, which is from Seasonal Chums, it's this, and this is one stamp. I only want this bit. So I'm going to ink just this, but the ink might go up here, so if it does go off, it can go onto my scrap. The dies that go with this are called Seasonal Tag Framelits, and they are these here. Okay, so I'll only be die cutting one bit. In fact, now that I've shown you that, I might as well take that one out, mightn't I? So just pop that there for a minute. Right, so Stays On ink and my snowman. So what I'm doing is I ink up like that, and then I check to make sure that everything is shiny on the snowman, and I try not to go up there. I invariably do. I think like this, I'm not sure I have actually gone over the edge, which is extremely unusual. Let's put it up the right way. There we go. That was very good. So that's that. I will colour that in a minute. And this one, the stamps I'm using are from... Oh no, I've forgotten, have I? Have I forgotten to bring them over? To and from, not that one. I thought I'd kept all my stamps out. Okay, I'll have to put it in the bottom below the video, unless I can think of which stamp set it was from. Did I write it down? No, I didn't write it down this one, did I? Might have done it on that one. Farmhouse. Was it Farmhouse or Signs of Santa? Bet you that was Signs of Santa, because that's one I've just put away. Let me just check. Yes, Signs of Santa. Let me just pull my chair back in again. Right, okay, so I've used the to and from, two separate stamps, so you can decide how close or far away. And I've used a Do Not Open Till Christmas. I'd forgotten about that, sorry. That's because I've been working on the three projects, although it's only one. Been working at the three things all at the same time. Now what I do with inking these up is I have both ink pads. I'll do the red first, and one of the beauties of photopolymer is you can just see through, and I can just go in there and ink the red. I'll move that one out of the way, and then I can turn it upside down, just ink the green, and then stamp right in the centre here. And then I don't put the leaves on there. Let me show you these, I wait until I've die cut it so that I know exactly where I want to go. So that's die cutting. So if I colour this one, and I want to show you how I do the glimmer on the snowman. So there's quite a lot of pens that I use here. The nose is pumpkin pie. And the granite grey granite is the little rabbit here. So that's that. The black is for his hat, that's that snowman's hat. I don't know whether it's the 8th or 9th of October today, but the weather is still gorgeous. I think this summer is going to go down as the best summer for goodness knows how many years. We really have had a great summer. I can't really see where his hat... Is that another leaf? No, it isn't. That's his hat, isn't it? Okay, so that's that. And the grey is for the little band on his hat. Could do it red or something, but I just decided a lighter colour of black. And then the green, and I prefer to do red first, and that is because the holly and the berries doesn't really matter, but I always do the fringe on the scarf red, and I also do the cuff on the mittens red as well. Sometimes when I'm doing projects like this and I'm doing like a set of 5 of something, like the tags and the cards, I sometimes think maybe I should change the colour schemes. But I think to do them the same is probably part of my personality, really. If your personality is that you prefer to have different combinations, go for it. Now just the green. Okay, so that's the holly. Now just this. I will die cut this before I actually put the Dazzling Diamonds glitter on. More because I don't really want to finish up with a lot of glitter on my cutting mats. Which if I did, it would mean I would also be losing glitter off of my snowman as well. And the method that I show you how to do the glitter on him, it's the same. You could do the same on here. You could just take a piece of Whisper White, put glue over that, either the fine tip glue or Tombow, and then dip that into the Glimmer, the Dazzling Diamond glitter. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put glue on him, and I'm going to be using the fine tip. And the reason I prefer this for this particular job is because it does have the fine tip and it's easier to get into the smaller places because I've got to manoeuvre around his eyes and all of that. Also with the fine tip glue pen, if you find that you've missed a bit, it's quite easy to get in there after you've glittered most of it. Now obviously when you're doing this you're going to be going over areas that you don't really want to go over. Even if you've got a really steady hand and you manage to miss the eyes, the nose, it's unlikely that you're going to miss the mouth. Okay, good, that is just one line. So I'm going to show you what I do to move the... I do try and avoid it, but invariably I do get some on there. And I will show you what I do to remove it. Now if you tilt this so the light shines into it, you should be able to find if you've missed any bits. But I really don't recommend that you put it on thick. So make sure you keep your tip moving all the time. And this is another one. You don't want glitter all over the arm. But again, I can show you how to move that. Okay, see how I'm moving this all the time so that I don't finish up with it too thick. It would be handy if I did finish up with the thick bit because it would show you what happens and what I do to get out of it. But I'm not going to do it deliberately. I'm sure my natural clumsiness will take over. Well, it's not clumsiness really, it's just that jobs like this I find a bit boring. I've got so much patience with fussy cutting. I could spend hours doing that. But putting this glue on the snowman, no, not my idea of fun. So by the time I finish these 3 projects, you have a really nice gift to give to somebody, whether you're looking for something for teacher's gift, for a friend, neighbour, and it'll all be coordinated. Even if you don't copy the same designs that I do, at least hopefully you'll pick up different ideas, which is what these tutorials are all about. And if anybody wants to case this, I will be absolutely delighted. Right, so I'll put the top onto that one. Now I'm doing what I said I wouldn't, aren't I? Oh well. I know you've all been shouting at me, Jan, you want to die cut that first? So do you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going... Shall I cheat? Not if I cheat. I don't often. Mind you, I've still got to do it sooner or later, haven't I? I was going to say for this one, what I'll do is I'll use one that I've already prepared earlier for something else, for the card project. Anyway, let me sort this one out first. Let's just give that a proper flick. Now if I turn that sideways, there are little bits there where I can see I've missed, but for example there's little bits down here. I don't know if you can see them. They really are quite small. Oh, there you go, I think you can. But not enough for me to worry about. But you see how he's got it all over his mouth? It looks like he's dribbling. So let's take that away. Now I use my paper piercer, and without actually digging down into the paper, I'm just running this over, first of all, along, and then you'll find you've got a bobble there, and then if there's still more left, I would just push it to the side. But don't dig into your paper. There we go. And his arm, I'm just going to take a little bit back there. And that one. His eyes are okay, buttons are okay. In fact, that bit there is quite fat. Let me turn that sideways, is it? No, it's not enough. But what I would do, if I had any, like, bumps, because I'd put on too much glue, what I would do is just use my paper piercer and I would scoop a lump up and off, dispose of that, and then I would just use this and flatten it back down again. Okay, so just scoop up the top lot, get rid of it, and then just squash down again, and that will be fine. So, because the reason I'm worried about the Snowman is I'm not sure that glue is going to be dry enough to push him through. I'm quite interested to find out how much glitter does come off on the plates, but I think everything might with it as wet as that. So what I will do, please forgive me for this because I don't normally do this. I know that I have one here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to be using this one, okay? But I'll show you this one because there's also bits where I have missed and I haven't gone back to it. In fact, if you look down his face there, down the side of his face, and also above that, in fact under the scarf there, you'll see the bits that I've missed, which I didn't feel was important enough to go back and fill. Okay. It really is a matter of choice. If it's the kind of thing that's really going to bug you, then obviously, you know, do go back and fill it. In fact, I could go, no I can't because I can put that through. Yes I can. I'm going to show you how I do it because that's not going to go through the big shot. Okay, with the fine tip again, I'm just going to put a very small amount along the top and down the side of his face. So if you want to redo bits, this is how you do it. So that was quite good really, wasn't it? And that worked out for the better. In fact, I could have done more on his face there, couldn't I? Okay, so if you're not happy again, just go back again. With that fine tip, it is so much easier than if you were trying to use Tombow. As you know, I love Tombow for most things, but not this. Give that proper flick. Oh, that's better. If you have a look by his arm again now, it's got a lot more glitter on it, and also by the side of his face there. I'm not sure that you're seeing that this time. I hope you are. Anyway, so that's the one we're going to be using for now. The other one is over there and I'll do him because I've still got to do another 2 of these because I want my pack of 5 for when I show you the last video to do the box. Right, so what I do need this for is to do the label. And the die that I'm using for the label is coming from Frosted Bouquet, and I'm using the larger one out of these 2. Okay, just show you that. These dies allow you to cut that one. So you could do that and you could have a frame that goes around it. Different colours. Right, so position that. In fact, that's a bit small, isn't it? I said 2.5 by 2.5. Oh no, I've done them around the wrong way, haven't I? Not my day today, is it? It's a tall thin one that is for the sentiment. Well, that's okay. I'm not going to change it. So So what did I do with the other plate? If you think I'm a little bit distracted today, I am very, very slightly, in as much as I found out this morning that I'm going to have a delivery this afternoon. And the time now is 10 to 2. So I'm a little bit anxious that there's going to be a knock at the front door. Right, so now I'm going to do the extra bit of decoration on here. Where's my stamp? Oh, here we go. Did I tell you what stamp set that one's from? No, I didn't, did I? So this one is one of these stamps, Merry Christmas to all. And I'm going to do this in green. So that's Call Me Clover. I didn't tell you that either, did I? I wonder if I should start this video again. Or just call it blooper video. Right, I'm going to put that up there because I've done this so high. Shall I just do one here? Now ideally I would have done one there and one down here, like that. But because I used the wrong piece of paper, that's finished up in the wrong position. Well, no, not wrong, just different position. Okay, it'll still work. So to put our tag together, first of all I'll put this piece on, and for that I'm using Tombow. Tweezers. Pop that into the centre, nice and straight. And then, right, what I did with this was I put glue on the back here and glue dots on the bottom, because that's probably the best thing to adhere onto glimmer paper. So I'm only going to do 2 glue dots, that'll be fine. And this I'm going to do Tombow. Now, how far did I do? Not you, because you were the one that I did without the glimmer. Right, okay, he can go there. I'm not unduly worried about how high or low. So next I need to do my falling snow, and this is just freehand. I just do like little circles. The more uneven, the better. I don't know whether I did up there on those. This is why I like to redo one of my projects. If I'm like I was working on this yesterday, normally I would make one of these ahead of time, or at least immediately before I start a video. Yeah, I thought so. I've forgotten to do it on the back there. I'll go back and do that, but I also do it on the back. As soon as I started doing this again, I thought, you know, I'm sure I did it on the back, but I couldn't remember doing it on the back of those two. I'll show you those other two because they're a bit different. They're what I call Marmite cards. You'll either love them or hate them. Right, so that's that. Now my ribbons. And for that I am using the solid red ribbon, which is this thin one, and that's what I use to tie that. And then the ribbon to go through like this is the cotton ribbon. And somebody, when I posted this on my blog, somebody did say, how do you tie that to a gift. For me, what I do with my gifts is once I've wrapped a present up, I put ribbon around it, tie it with a bow or whatever decoration I'm going to be using. And so once that's all done, looking beautiful, then I put that under one of the strands and then tie it around so that it can hang down underneath the bow or whatever decoration I put on there. So that's why I do these. If you have your own method of doing your tags, obviously go for it. Right, so what I'm going to do first is, I know that is half, and to stop it moving, because I found that this keeps moving side to side, which I found a little bit irritating. So I'm going to put a glue dot just under there, so it will stop that from moving. And I don't like that just being loose, so I tie a little bit of this around. Right, this is a time you feel that you could do with 2 pairs of hands. So if I put that there, put that there, remember not to put your hands in it because it's got green ink on it, and then just tie this in a double knot. Sometimes this works out beautifully for me, other times not so. The secret is trying to keep the ribbons flat, don't let them twist, which is a lot easier said than done. Alright, so there we go, that's tied. Pull it down to the top of the tag and then sort of manipulate it a little bit, and it should come reasonably tidy, shall we say, and just cut those bits off. And obviously I want because these are all going in the same box, I want them about the same length as each other. Okay, so that's that. And if you want to do the snowballs, what you need for that is just some scraps, and you need the 1/4 inch punch, which I know I bought out. This isn't a Stampin' Up punch. I was going to get one, but in the end I decided not to, because I thought, why spend money on something I've already got? It would allow me to spend my money on something else, new stamp set or something. So that's what I did. Alright, there we go, 5, good. I'm going to use my tweezers for this. Turn them upside down so that I can pick them up. In fact, I'll show you something else I do when I've got something like this. It does make life easier. I just put a little blob on my silicone mat, pick it up, just dab it down and then dry it off so it's not going to start oozing. The first snowball is always over his head. The second snowball just about on his hand. I forgot to do that on that one. And then that one. That one's not going to be in his hand. I don't know whether snowmen do have them both. I don't know if jugglers do have 2 in the hand at the same time. Okay, so that's that. Have I forgotten anything? Don't think so. I don't think so. I've got to do those with my snow. Many thanks for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. There is more time, I could have spent more time on this, but the amount of time it would have taken me to make the card or the box, it would have made the video too long again. really too long. So I've kept this one short and sweet, but the video on Sunday will be longer. I'm sure you'll enjoy it though. In fact, let me show you two other things before I go. These were the first tags that I did, and the difference is these I have fussy cut from a sheet of the Designer Series paper in the set that is called Santa's Workshop. Okay, this is why I say it's a Marmite tag, this one. You'll either love it or hate it, and you can see where I got the idea of the snowballs from. If you don't like fussy cutting, this is not for you at all. But as I say, I could spend hours doing it, but the backs are the same. Okay, and the other thing I want to show you is I want to give you a sneak peek at the card that will be on Sunday. I've made my first one, so this is going to be the card. Okay, nothing much inside. In fact, I don't think there's anything inside yet. No, there isn't. Okay, so that's what you can look forward to in the next video. Many thanks for joining me today. If you have any questions, please leave them in the box below the video. I'm always happy to help. Let me just let you see those as well, in case the fussy cutters would like to copy. If you'd like to purchase any of the products that I featured here today, there'll be a link to my 24/7 shop in the online shop in the box below. If you've enjoyed my video and you'd like to be notified each time I upload a new one, please click on the subscribe button, and I think there's a bell you have to click on as well to get the notifications. And finally, I have set up a Facebook group for crafters who case my work or are inspired to do something, or anything they do at all. Doesn't have to be Stamping Up, doesn't have to be inspired by anything I've done, but anything that they would like to share. I would love to see it. So please join. It's called Happy Crafting, or Jambi's Happy Crafting, but again I'll put a link in the box down below. And to open the box below, because I do get asked this lots of times, depends what device you're watching on, it's either show more under the writing that's on the left hand side, or there's two down arrows on the right hand side. If you press the second one, that will open up all the products and the measurements and everything, all the links, everything. Okay, many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.